What do you mean?
I don't know who Mezco is.
Oh, you don't collect toys, so.
Well, I'm saying like you
Well,
hear
they,
Hasbro and like your 3A stuff. I know who that is, but I don't know. I've never heard you talk about that guy.
well, Mezco is like they used to do like these like the superhero like Batman, Superman, but they look more like dolls or whatever the case was. And if you remember when we went to like Billy's and stuff like that, he had his figures that look like dolls, but they're
Right.
Superman stuff. They made those figures. It's an old school company. Yeah, they're an old school company.
Oh.
They're pretty popular.
He
And
looks
there's
good though.
yeah, he's really good. This is more up to date version of their figures. They really like struck gold with these.
Okay, I'm
So
sorry.
no, I love you. Put this shit in it. You can't put her finger in the trigger. It won't do right. That's bullshit. Hey, welcome back, fellow collectors, to Brave's Toy Review. I am your host, Brave, and this is the Mezco 112 Collective 2015 Con exclusive Dredd 6-inch figure, and he is sick. Joining me tonight on this review is my lovely wife, my beautiful bride, my honeybean herself, Miss Salters.
Hello.
Okay, so let's get into this figure, all right? First things first, let's check out the packaging as always. The packaging itself is pretty plain, but I like it. It's got a really clean appearance. You get the Dredd shield there with the con exclusive up here in the 112 collective. Now, I had said before, I wonder what Mezco was going to do to follow up to that Dark Knight Returns Batman, because it was pretty nice. And they answered, well, they didn't answer me specifically, but they answered with a stunning lineup of figures coming from them from now to 2016. This Judge Dredd makes the one, two, three, I think the third or fourth Dredd in their Judge Dredd line. They have this Dredd, which is the black and white comic exclusive. On the back of the packaging here, you get a nice dark silhouette, a black and white silhouette of Dredd. It looks really nice, holding that little weapon that he has is really beast. I really like that. They have this Dredd, which is the black and white Dredd from the comic, and then they have the No Man's Land Dredd, where he has the big cloak, and then they have the regular color Dredd. So yeah, I think that's three. And then they also have that same color Dredd coming with the motorcycle deal. So that's pretty cool. So they're answering. They are answering. And then of course they have the DC characters they have coming out as well. So when you get this Dredd, he comes with a number of items. Okay, so you get this tray here that comes with all of his accessories and stuff in it. And he comes with a good bit. Dredd, of course, is in the middle. Let's pop it open. Okay, so when you get your Dredd, he's going to be in a clamshell similar to this, and I've already taken the top off of it.
Why does he have plastic on him?
You know what? Okay, so I that's a good question, honey. That's a good question. So so I went on and repackaged him just because I wanted to showcase the way he comes packaged, and it's a part of his whole accessory deal. So he comes with this plastic draped over him and this little plastic shell deal. Let's see if we can get you in there good with a nice close-up of it. Okay, now the cool thing about this, and the reason why I wanted to show this is, first of all, that's a real metal chain. These pieces here have magnets on them. So take that off and you can see the magnet back there. And the plastic is just to hold it in place so it doesn't bump around. But when you get him, you'll take all of this crap off of him. And I thought that was really cool, because the funny thing is when I was taking them out of the packaging, right, I was trying to move this, but I didn't realize the plastic shell was over it, and it wasn't moving. And then I moved it, and it kept popping back in place. There's a magnet there, so that was really funny.
Oh, it's attached to him?
Yeah, the chain is attached to him, and then there's a magnet on this one. Yeah, the magnet's on the back of it, right?
Oh.
And there's magnets on his actual body here, and there. And that serves multiple purposes. So one, it keeps the shield in place no matter what you're doing. And then it makes these pieces here snap into place with little effort. And then when you're using the articulation, like say moving the shoulder up, this doesn't have to worry about being on some kind of hinge or flap or, moving out of place because it's on the magnet. So it doesn't mess with
So
the,
it won't fall off or anything.
yeah, it won't fall off, and it doesn't like hinder the articulation at all. So that's a pretty cool little gimmick they have going on. So he comes with a few items. He comes with this clean stand right here. There's a little bit of paint rub on mine from the white, but it's okay. I can live with it. There's a peg here. Of course, you can take that peg out, and there's a clamp arm here at the base of it that just fits right inside there, so you want to hold it for posing. I find it to not be very necessary because of the peg. It's not like it's Batman where he has so many, they had the cape and all of that stuff. And then he has little holes in his boots on the bottom where you can just plug it in. And you kind of got to put a little bit of pressure on it, but you plug it in and it holds them up like a champ, like a so. All right. Now, as far as weapons and accessories go, he comes with a number of things. So he has 4 hands on him. Now, the hands that are in here aren't all the hands that actually, like the hands that I have on the actual figure right now, those hands aren't on him when he's packaged. All right, so that's just to make note of that. It doesn't may matter, may not matter. So he has two closed fist hands here, and then he has this hand, which is one of the hands that comes on him in packaging. And unfortunately, check that out, nice and clear. So the paint apps on this guy are really nice. And this is not the trigger finger hand. I use it more so for the cuffs and just to, as a gripping hand or something like that. See a little bit of plastic peel, but it's a soft plastic, a soft rubbery plastic. And the paint apps are really nice on it. I really like the paint apps on that guy. So that's pretty cool, the detail and the sculpt of the hands. And then he has this hand, which is if I can get it out, the finger pointing hand, like, you've been judged. You've been judged. Now the problem with this hand is it's on the left. So, and his trigger finger hand, the gun holding hand is also on the left, right? So you would want to have, in my opinion, you would want to have the finger pointing hand on the other hand and on the right, so that he could be pointing, he could be holding the gun and pointing that, you either lay it down or you going down or whatever the case is.
He has like on his feet and stuff, and like on the glove, you see all that. When you destruct something, like the chips, like your shoes get destructed,
like the damage and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's neat.
Like battle damage and chips.
Like
Yeah, that's pretty
neat.
dope. Yeah, it's a good little means of weathering. It looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. They put a lot of detail in this figure. Good observation, honey. Okay, so he also comes with, hey, camera's is tripping. I love you. So he comes with these handcuffs, which are really freaking cool because they actually handcuffity cuff. Right? And then they can adjust depending on what side. Wait, I thought they did. Maybe they don't. Okay, so never mind what I was getting ready to say about the adjustment. But there's a hinge here, right? So there's an actual hinge here so it can fold up. Now, the drawback on this, there is no weapon storage for this that I've seen. So you kind of like, it looks really cool, but unless you're using it in his hand, he's holding it, or it's on, like, say, the villain that he was taking in, there's no purpose. I mean, there's no storing it, so you're kind of stuck with it. Some nice line work. No paint or anything like that, but it doesn't really need it. The line work is pretty nice on there, so. All right, you got that. He comes also with his billy club, and it's just a single cast piece of plastic. And it has this little notch back here, which when it fits into his belt, he has a actual loop on his belt for it. It just fits in there, and it just wraps around right there to make sure it doesn't like fall out or anything like that. So that's kind of cool. Put that to the side. He comes with this little buck knife here, and what you have here is a nice little soft rubber piece of plastic. And see that it's flexible. You have the white paint here with the black detail there on the blade. The detail, you can't really see it because of the camera, and I apologize. The detail on the handle of the knife is pretty cool. It's not much to speak of except for a little indenture here. And then, of course, you have that black piece there and a little hole there. Well, what would be a hole? It's actually created by the illusion. The illusion is created with a piece of black, a dab of black paint. So, yeah. If only you could see it, though, right? Oh, you can see it for a quick second. And it's not going to happen. So that's that. Okay, he also comes with... two canisters, which don't fit in his belt very well, but they do have the ability to fit, and I'll show you that momentarily as well. Comes with these two little small little grenade canisters. And there's no paint on them or anything like that, but the detail is minimal, but it's pretty cool just the same. All right. Now this is the pretty cool little deal, at least in my opinion, anyways. So this is the weapon that he comes with. I think they call it the Lawmaster or the Lawgiver or some crap like that. Hey, if you know what his gun is supposed to be called, hey, leave it in the comments. Let me know. Check my shit. Correct me. So you have the black soft rubber plastic. It's just, well, it's a little more stiff than the knife, right? But it's not so hard, right, that it would snap or something like that. With some nice white detail there and on the nozzle there. That's pretty cool. And right here, which I guess this would be the beam or whatever. Now here's the cool part. He comes with a extra magazine, right? This magazine is removable. I think that's so cool, right? So you can take that magazine. Yeah, you take the magazine out of the gun, like when he's got to reload, and then you can slide this next piece in.
That's cool. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. I like that. And the magazine itself has a fair amount of detail in it. Look here, boy. I don't maybe got to be no fool now. Am I plugging in the wrong way? I was plugging in the wrong way. All right, yeah. So there's a fair amount of detail in it. You can see the little notches and the little designs and the molding of the gun. That's pretty cool. And he holds it pretty well as well. So, yeah. So you can just take it and put it in his gun-wielding hand, like so. And then huh? It's a really good figure. And the trigger finger fits into the trigger really well. That's pretty cool. Now, going back to weapon storage, you take the weapon at the base of the boot here, and you can just slide it on in there, right? The knife goes in right there. Now, it doesn't go all the way in. I try to push it all the way in so it's flush. It's not really, but that's not too bad right there, right? I tried to push it in all the way, and it started to bend the knife a little bit, so I did not like that, right? Now, on the back here, I have his little utility belt deal, right? He has a placeholder for the other magazine. You can just stuff that. And the belt is a soft, is a rubbery deal, a nice little soft plastic, so you can just put that inside. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal with it. Okay, when you get it in there, it's hard as crap to get it out. So now these grenades, they're supposed to fit in here, but they don't really fit well. I'm sure if I was to stretch the rubber a little bit more, then it would go. But then the problem would be, could I get it out? So yeah, that one went in. That's pretty cool. I'm not really going to worry about the other one. I just want to kind of show you how it goes in. And then that's my oldest son in the house yelling at his little brother. So, all right. And then this goes in here and bow. And so everything is in its place, and there's a place for everything. Unfortunately, not the handcuffs, which would have been pretty cool if there was a place for the handcuffs. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, and we are definitely begging for a great figure, and Mezco is definitely providing it. So, right. Let's take a look at the detail of that face. I really like that. That is so so representative of the actual comic, the black and white comic, with the grimacing frown on his face there, and above us he's got the midnight shadow. Is it midnight shadow? Mid afternoon shadow? What's the term?
5 o'clock shadow.
Whatever, 5 o'clock shadow on his face there, with the nice white trim and paint around the edges of the helmet. The actual visor is a clear plastic. Now, this helmet is not removable, so there's not really a full face under there. At least I don't think so. And I'll try to take a look under there. I can see some beady little eyes, but I don't think they went too far in depth with the actual face but above the eyes. I like the damage that is done to his lip there. You can see like he's been in a bunch of brawls. There's some really good detail there. It really looks nice. And then even here at the fine points, and consider this is a 6-inch figure. All right. Now there in the visor on those flashes going down, that's dot matrix. That's painted in dot matrix. I can only imagine how hard something like that is on a 6-inch figure. So that's really crazy. And you get the crest.
What's dot matrix?
Dot matrix is a form of coloring. You see it like especially in older comics and stuff like that, where the colors are filled in, but they're in like really small dots. So it's not like a complete stroke of color.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's some kind of there's a technique cartoonists and stuff use for that.
Yeah, okay. All right. So yeah. And then
Whatever, man.
all right, so then
I'm done.
no, you good. So then you have his shoulder pads here. This is not soft. It doesn't flex at all. You have the magnet right under there. I love how they continue to color the paint, the detail under here. It's not sloppy at all. It's really nice. You got the weathering. You got the shading as if it came out of a comic book. It's really alive. I like that. With the black lining in there. That's really cool. The black wash over the white. Same thing with the eagle here. That's really dope. I like that. Yeah, with that big ass magnet right there. And it all just locks in place. Now, his actual suit, again, I did mention before, I mentioned it again, his chain is a real metal, it's a real metal chain with a magnet behind the badge. I love the detail of the Dredd badge. It looks really good there. It looks really grimy and gritty, right? And then the zipper actually works. You can zip this all the way down and you'll see the flesh under here, which is also white with shading. And they didn't skip on the detail there. They shaded even down inside of here. So that's really cool. They didn't like say, well, no one's going to see it. No reason to color that in. No, they took care of business, man. They took care of business. This is not Schwarzenegger.
No, you know how we're going to pump you.
Oh, yes. All right. Now, the suit is it's a pleatherish type material, not so leathery, somewhere in between leather and vinyl maybe, but it's really cool. Now, here's the drawback for this, okay? He has a lot of articulation and he moves very well in most places, but down here in the crotch area of the suit, it's just a little bit, it's not tight, it's just there's not much give. So when you want to try and do a wide stance, there's a little bit of give. There's a little bit of give, but not enough, and it kind of hinders the motion just a little bit. You can still get some pretty good poses out of him, but I'm really worried about this area here just wearing away. Like, you know how like leather gets old and chaps? I'm worried about it actually doing that. So, but who knows? Here's the belt. Belt looks great. There's nowhere where you can probably just like untab it and take it off or anything like that I see at least. And actually, let me correct that right here. So if you want to take the belt off, there's a tab there. I'm not sure how well that'll tab back in, so I wouldn't advise it. The belt looks really good. Some nice detail on the belt. I like the black lining. It really brings out the belt here. Check out that little ribbon badge flag deal. Right, that's really cool. And then you come down to the shins, the knee pads. Same as the elbow pads here. I'm not sure they're fixed in place, right? But there's definitely a stretch band on the back of each and on the front of this that allows it to still give him the bends and all the articulation and doesn't hinder his movement. Look at that glove, man. Look at all that detail work in there. That's really freaking nice. Yeah, we like that. This is Dredd, justice, and all that good stuff. Check the boot out. That's so comic accurate. It's insane. I dig that. And like my wife was saying earlier, the weathering in the boot, the detail, like he's been stepping on heads, kicking in skulls and faces. Look at that line work, man. Mezco really outdid themselves with this figure. And I was really wondering, how are they going to follow up to that Batman? He looks great. Look at that. I mean, they don't stop. They don't stop. They don't say, okay, we did this part, we can skip out on that part. There's none of that. There's detail all the way around. The stitching of the suit is great. It's excellent. The base of it, look at that. That eagle thing, which is their crest deal, it's on the bottom of the boot, and it's done perfectly. So again, Mezco is doing big things with their figures. This 112 collective line is freaking awesome. And I just can't wait to see the motorcycle they got coming out. Just all the things that they've got coming from this line is going to be great. I had a chance to peek at the Superman and the Flash. I think there was one other figure. I can't remember what that figure was. But they look awesome. They look good. That Superman is going to be a monster. He looks really, really awesome. He looks like he is the Christopher Reeves Batman, I do believe. I'm sorry, Superman. He looks great. He looks great. It also comes with this baggie. I wanted to point this out. This baggie, the same baggie that came with the Dark Knight, and it is kind of like a Figma bag. So yeah, that's that. That's that. The figure is awesome. If you have a chance to get your hands on this one, or even the regular full color one, get your hands on it, man. It's a great figure. I typically like to do a review and give you my perspective on it and say whether I would buy it or not. Obviously, I would. I bought this, and I won't be selling it. Like, if I buy something that's crap, that shit's leaving my collection, right? So, let me just give you a quick size comparison. Okay, so here we have the dynamic duo, as it were, the 112 collective, gray and black Batman right alongside him. And yeah, they scale perfectly well together. Like, Batman's a little bit more bulky, and he should be because of the Batman figure that he is. I haven't had a chance to review. I've had a chance, I just haven't reviewed him yet. And so hopefully I'll get to that. I got a lot of stuff to review this week, so we'll see what happens. But just wanted to give you guys a good look at the 112 stuff as it amasses to a full line. So, honey, what have you learned?
Okay, so this is what I've learned.
Okay.
That this Mezco company is pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so I can be honest, I don't know too much about all the toy stuff because I'm kind of new to actually being involved.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the detail of the character. I love the knees, how they're constructed. I love the feet. You did the close-up of the face. I mean, it's not like a regular toy like you see in a store and it's just like, okay, polyurethane, plastic, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's like really cool. And then I like, compared to the Batman, two totally different toys. I don't know if the makers are the same.
Yes, it is.
Okay, but the detail for the Dredd is like intense. Almost as if somebody hand did it themselves. You know?
Yeah, like a hand paint.
And that's what I really like. And I've seen a lot of the toys that you have in here, and this one looks, it's okay because the detail to me is more personalized. It gives that feeling of somebody took time to do this toy. And I mean, I think it's really neat. I like the magnet. I like the colors. I like the difference in the shoulders. It's not symmetrical. You have one that's like a real shield. The other one curves like a protection. I think that's really cool. I like the weapons and all that stuff. I mean, it's really different. And I will have to say that I'm not a buyer of toys, but I can see why you got this.
It really is a good
cool.
figure.
I like it.
It really is a good figure. And thank you very much.
Welcome.
So, fellow collectors, thank you very much for tuning in to Brave's Toy Review. As always, I'm going to say, hey, man, have fun with your shit. If you get a chance to get this figure, get this figure. If you're getting in a little bit later, just look forward to what they have coming through. I want to thank my honey for coming and helping me with this review.
Bird.
All right. Hey, y'all take it easy, man. Oh, be on the lookout for the Toy Detox podcast I'm doing with Sway66, Mike Lyons, Real Robot. That's my man. And we had a really good time doing the first episode tonight. So we should hopefully have that out to you guys this week. Hey, take it easy. Now, along with the little bit of restriction you get from the pant material here in the crotch, another thing I'll point out is here at the ankle articulation there, you don't get much movement, and that is a sad part of it. There's no toe articulation either, so it's kind of, it is what you get. So the posability kind of suffers there, because you really, I mean, you get that much and then you get that much, and there's definitely no rocker. You get a little bit of pivoting, right? But that's about it. So that in itself is a drawback. You do get the twist here, but I'm scared to do it because of the material there. I don't want to. I'm not sure how it's fitting in there, so I don't want to cause any kind of tearing or anything like that. And that is a drawback on it, but one of the few drawbacks on this figure. So I just want to make sure I point that out, because if I don't, it would not be fair to giving the figure a full overview.